Today we're going to go over the kettlebell swing and how to do it correctly. It's an exercise that I absolutely love, and I know a lot of coaches do not like it at all and they won't program it at all. I love the exercise for several reasons. One of them is there's such a high demand. There's an energy cost for this exercise. You'll burn a lot of calories. It'll really get that heart rate going. There's a lot of ways to program it, to change how you're doing it, whether it's reps, sets, Tabata style. You can get a lot of calorie burn in a short amount of time. Another reason I really like it is because most people really enjoy the exercise. It's fun, it's athletic, you get moving quick, you burn a lot of calories, your heart rate's racing. And when people like an exercise, they're going to tend to go back and do it again. So it helps people come back to the gym. Clients like to do it. They like the exercise. So two things when you want to do a kettlebell swing to remember is, one, it always starts and ends from the ground, just like a deadlift. I see a lot of people pick it up and they kind of start from this position here. You want to start with it and end with it on the ground. Another thing is you want to never decelerate the kettlebell. If you decelerate the kettlebell, you'll see the bottom end tends to drop and the bottom end will fall out. So when you see that happen, it means you're decelerating. A lot of that pressure will go towards your low back and you're asking for a back injury. So don't ever decelerate the kettlebell. So how I instruct my clients is start with it 12 to 18 inches in front of your body. You're going to reach down with two hands. You're going to pull it through and you're on your way. It is strictly a hip hinge exercise. It is not a squat. And there is no reason to go above your head with the bell. My arms are completely relaxed. They're just hanging on to the kettlebell. Once I'm done swinging, I go back down into that, and then instead of raising it up, I simply drop it off. I never decelerated it once, and that protects my back. So there's several things I'm looking for in this exercise. One, like I mentioned, I want to see a hip hinge or a bend, okay? It's a bend family pattern of exercise. So it's the RDL, it's the bent over row, it's the deadlift, the good mornings, the GHRs. It's those types of exercises that this tends to be a part of that family. It's not a squat. I see that all the time, and that's the most common mistake that I see. So it's not a squat pattern, it's a bend pattern, okay? The other thing I see is people swing and they bring it way up above their head. The kettlebell was designed in Russia by Russians, and I've heard some people call that an American-style kettlebell swing. I just call it an incorrect way to do it because this exercise is solely, it was created to create and load up the hips and give you strength and power through that hip bend pattern. So you're working your glutes and you're working your hamstrings and you're working your low back. You don't need to bend or squat, and you don't need to raise above the head. It's not an upper body movement per se. So those are my, how I start somebody on a kettlebell swing, how I train them to use the kettlebell swing and perform that movement, and then some of the most common mistakes that I see. Also with women, I tend to start them no less than 26 pounds. I see women swinging these 5 and 10 and 15 pound kettlebells all the time. I tend to not even start below 26, and lately I've even not started below 35. Men, I won't start below 35 and typically even 44 pounds and go up from there. Again, it's a little more advanced exercise, so I don't usually start somebody with this. I'll make sure that they can stabilize their back in a bent over row pattern. I'll see them being strong through an RDL pattern, and some other things that I'm looking for before I use this exercise with them. But you don't want to start very light. Most people, it's going to feel heavy in your hands, and that's totally fine because these muscles here that we're trying to work are much stronger than the hands and the forearms. So women, you don't need to go below 26. Men, you don't need to go below 35 when you're just trying this out. But make sure you have some competency and some strength in the bend pattern. Make sure you can do a bent over row correctly. Make sure you can do an RDL correctly. And those muscles that you're about to use in a very dynamic and powerful and aggressive fashion, those muscles are strong and those muscles are competent, and that will really help to prevent injury. So again, start with it about a foot in front of you. Reach down with two hands, Pull it through your legs when you're ready, and just start popping the hips. There's your swing. Boom. Nice, powerful thrust of the hips. Stand up nice and tall at the top. Everything's extended and locked out. And when you're done, don't decelerate. Bring it down, drop it off. That's the kettlebell swing. We'll see you next time. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you guys.